You make me brave. Amanda Cook on Bravery in Faith. As we promised, we've got Errol. Now I need to just get your name correctly. I think that you can introduce yourself, Errol.
It's myself and my wife, Errol, and Lorraine Gage.
So, who are you?
Well, we are a very happily married couple, and we run a non-profit child protection organization called the Justice and Reconciliation Center. And as a child protection organization, we're very involved in making sure that kids in marriages and divorces are as safe as they can be.
It's all about safety. So,
serving God.
Serving God and Him alone. So, Errol, explain to me. You've got these courses, the pre and divorce courses, and that is also coming up in on the 29th.
28th and 29th.
There we go. So tell us a little bit more, because we are speaking to a professional and we need to know all of these interesting things that's going on out there as well.
We have a training course coming up at the end of this month at Kariba Ranch, 28th and 29th. That's a Friday and Saturday. And it's aimed at pastors, at couples, individuals before they marry and before they divorce. And on the first day, the Friday, we look at what goes wrong, why it goes wrong, how it goes wrong, what does the law require of us, how do we react in situations, and sometimes how we bring problems to the marriage and problems to the divorce. And what we bring can turn into catastrophe. We can lose our house, we can lose our incomes, our assets, our businesses, and we can lose our children in the divorce. Some of the people that we have in our support groups, some people commit suicide because of just what goes wrong in divorce. So Lorraine and I have been mediating high conflict divorces for a couple of years now. And we've got to the point where we put together a list of things that go wrong. And if we can get the message out to people before they marry and before they divorce on what can go wrong, what can be done to prevent it. Prevention is better than cure. So that's really what goes on in our 2-day training course.
Okay, so with that in mind, Errol, let us run through what you do as a professional. So let's say, for example, I'm happily in love and butterflies in my tummy, and I want to go and get married. How do you guys go through that process?
Well, if you come to me, you say that you've met the man of your dreams or the woman of your dreams. I will remember my first marriage where I thought I had met the wife of my dreams. And I didn't realize that I would be spending the next decade or so getting hit because she wanted me to be earning more money, or getting stabbed. So what I will be thinking of as you tell me you've met the man or the woman of your dreams is, oh, but things can go wrong. What have we done to make sure that God has chosen this partner for us, and that we have put in place the right things, and that we are the Mr. and Mrs. Right for that person? Because if God hasn't chosen the person, if we ourselves are not ready for marriage, we will introduce into the marriage domestic violence, and we will introduce into the divorce catastrophe.
And that's exactly what we do not want. As Christians, we know that God preordained your man or your husband and your wife already. And sometimes the enemy comes and he just lets someone else in, and you think he or she is the one. And we don't always look at the negative sides, but there is some risk involved. So if we can just quickly brief us on what can go wrong, or what can go right.
Well, Lorraine's been married before, and I've been married before, and so we can tell the world that marriage, if you've married to the right person, is absolutely heaven on earth. God's plan for us when we marry is to live in the Garden of Eden. Unfortunately, the devil's plan for us is to exit out of the Garden of Eden into false accusations, into domestic violence protection orders, into a divorce court and court cases where the lawyers take all the money, snatching the child, withholding the child from you, taking the child to a different city, a different country, and then polluting the atmosphere with never-ending blame and complaints and accusations that actually make your life a misery.
It reminds me of the scripture, John 10:10, where the enemy comes and kills and destroys what God ordained. Lorraine, you want to say something?
We find that sometimes it's not that you're not the right people for each other. It's that you don't have the necessary skills to make it work. We spoke to